Hey gang, this is Vicki Kelly with Golden Rule Trades. I wanted to show you how things set up today. It was really nice to have things headed back towards a more orderly progression to be able to trade. We're still at our 10-point energy lines here. So with our 10-point energy lines, we're doing 5 micros with a 10-point stop. Okay. And that worked out well today. I occasionally tried one um, mini with a 5-point stop that went okay, but I could have done a lot better. So I think while these are still that big, we're going to go with 5 micros, a 10-point stop loss. And we've said this before, but with trader funding, we take off half of them earlier and hold the rest of them for our target level. And you can see here, we would have entered here. Whoops, I'm sorry. We would have entered here on the close of this because that's where we have our confirmation. And we would have captured to here, which was about 25 points. Again, if you're doing micros, if you're doing minis, that was the total if you had held all of them to this breakout line or target line. Like I said, I like to take half off. If I enter towards this level here, then I take half off here and half off here with my trader funding accounts. And right now, that is what I'm doing is only trader funding. I'm leaving my other accounts to stay until the volatility dies down a little bit. But again, things today were fairly orderly. And so I'm confident we can get back there. Just a note about where I drew my energy line. Did it here because of the fact that it pulled back. And we know that these like to pull back to the breakout line. So I tested that and thought that that would be where the line was. And when this happened here, where both of these were so good at finding those levels, and this doji here was a good indication that that was an energy level. I felt confident that we had found it correctly. And then something happened. I want to show you this. As you can see, this came down here and we were looking to go long. Now, this was a very big move down, so we have to be a little extra cautious. We need to know that this is very likely, since this is such a large down move, it's either going to take multiple times of consolidation or it's going to maybe step us out once just barely by a tick or two and then go up. Or only go to the next only one level and then turn around and go the other direction. So especially when we have such a pronounced down move. But you can see that this consolidated here, 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 and here. So I felt confident that we could start looking for the setup anyway. And so I began looking here. And as you can see, this went straight to this next level. And I thought, well, we must have found something. But I also noticed that this took a while to break above the breakout line. And so I was like, this may or may not trigger. As you can see, it did not, because although we did get our Parsar flipped, we did not get a confirmation until after it had come down here. And since we know we're wrong when it gets below this level. But this is what I want to show you. I leave these energy lines up because, as you can see, it did a good job of actually being the energy lines it was using. When this kind of thing happens, where they just come down to run the stops before they head back the other direction, many times it will still use the previous energy levels, which you can see it did right there. Okay, so let me show you what it was like if we didn't use those levels. We were still okay, but as you can see, it went into the target box, but could not hold it. And so I would have and did exit here. But again, because I had kept my original lines showing, And I saw that this was both a 400 level from here and a third level from here. So we had a fourth level, we had a third level, and they coincided. And so when that couldn't go any further into this target box, I knew we were done with the move and exited there. So that was about 5 points that we got. And then this next setup, as you can see, and remember, we were in the middle of a very large downtrend. So we're going to favor the downside. And when this set up here, here we go, we were able to also capture this. Remember, the lowest that we will enter, let me find my pen, is this line here. It came to this line when it gave us our confirmations. We were still able to enter here, did not get stopped out. So we were able to capture all of this move here for about 18 points. So it was a great day for our system. Things moved, they moved kind of in an orderly fashion. So it was nice and to be able to trade this today. I hope that you were able to capture quite a bit of that as well. And so we are in recording the webinar this week. And so I will send you a link to that when we get it all finished. And I'm hoping to launch the course in May unless something happens unforeseen. And then we'll be able to start this journey together with the live trading room so that we can capture these points together. And I want you to stay safe out there in the meantime, and good luck trading.